Our perception of prison release is a happy reunion with friends, family, and society. In reality, previously incarcerated individuals find themselves facing multiple challenges such as finding jobs, getting housing, affording food and necessities, dealing with social stigma, supporting families, moving around, restabilizing mentally and emotionally, navigating new norms, and a host of other issues. Many times, the money they have on hand upon release doesn't even get them this far.
Glenn Ford was given a $20 gift card the day he left Angola prison.
Gave me a card for $20 and said, wish you luck.
How long did that last you?
1 meal. I had some fried chicken, tea, and the french fries came with it. I had $4 and change left.
The lack of support and discrimination leads to a vicious cycle that usually lands them back in prison. Every year, approximately 600,000 are released from correctional facilities, and of those 600,000, 2/3 will find themselves reoffending, or recidivating. This means 400,000 previously incarcerated individuals find themselves back at square zero every year. The rate of incarceration today is about 5 times higher than it was historically, jumping from 100 per 100,000 to about 500 per 100,000. If we add jail to that, it's 700 per 100,000. This costs the federal government $80 billion per year. Nowhere in the world incarcerates as much as we do. How can we solve this vicious cycle? We allow inmates to save up money while in prison. With PriStart, we partner with prisons and companies to provide a secure way for inmates to save money while maintaining standards to prevent exploitation of prison labor. PriStart operates in a 3-pronged solution. First, we contract with companies to give inmates a job that pays the prevailing minimum wage. This money is kept for them in a trust where they can access the funds upon release. While in prison, we are able to take the liquid assets and invest it to maximize funds available for previously incarcerated individuals. This solution happens in 3 steps. Step 1 is the production level. PriStart contracts with companies to offer inmates a minimum wage job under safe working conditions as a sewing machine operator. PriStart will buy materials and transport them to our factories where inmates will transform the materials into a finished product. The finished product will then be sold back to the companies. These companies are then able to fulfill the demand gap for American-made products while touting a prison fair trade certification as a new form of corporate social responsibility marketing. Step 2 is deferred wages. The profit made from selling the finished product will go into operating costs, with the majority going to cover the deferred wages and a cut for our key partners, the prisons. Both funds will be held in a trust, with inmates being able to access their wages upon release under certain standards to allow for purposeful expenditure. For the prisons, they may access the funds for the purpose of bettering lives for inmates in community development programs. This allows them to continue receiving the same amount of subsidies from the government and becomes an added revenue stream. Step 3 is reducing recidivism. The hardest part about prison release for inmates is the abrupt transition into a new world without the same social networks and routines they had prior to or even during incarceration. These funds allow them to create a life while giving them the tools and incentive to not recidivate. With access to these deferred funds, inmates will have opportunities and the necessary resources to thrive in society. While the inmates are in the correctional facilities, we are able to invest the liquid assets. These additional funds are reinvested back into our business and used to pay off initial investment. Prison labor today exists in the form of slave labor. This is made legal through a small clause in the 13th Amendment, stating, "Neither slavery nor the involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for a crime, shall exist within the United States." We are under the impression that slavery no longer exists, but this clause, "except as a punishment for a crime," means that inmates everywhere are required to work while incarcerated. This generally operates through one of 2 programs, UNICOR and PIECP. UNICOR, or the Federal Prison Industries, employs inmates to make products to be sold to the federal government for wages of 23 cents to $1.15 per hour. PIECP, the Prison Industry Enhancement Certification Program, allows private companies to partner with certified correctional facilities so inmates can earn up to prevailing wages paid for similar work. However, inmates only end up taking home 20% of their wages due to an 80% deduction for taxes, room and board, and victim restitution. PriStart resolves these issues by creating an organization focused on the inmates and their welfare. The profit from selling the finished product will give us more than enough revenue to cover operating costs, including the deductions, and still pay the inmates 100% of their earnings. According to our calculations, the monthly running cost of each operational unit is about $80,000. On top of that, we incur a monthly investment cost of $20,000, resulting in a total cost of about $100,000 per month. Our two streams of revenue include the product sales of $150,000 and an investment return on deferred funds of 0.5%. Assuming we reach steady state in a year, we are able to cover the costs incurred by our business activities, 100% payout to the prisoners, and the deductions for the prisons. The funds will give inmates the means to thrive and incentivize them not to recidivate. Every previously incarcerated individual that we help stay out of prison saves taxpayers $31,000 per year, meaning an annual generation of $750,000 of social value with just our pilot project of 25 inmates. Every year, 600,000 Americans stand at the threshold of freedom. With your support, we can bring our vision to life and give inmates the opportunity to earn money while incarcerated. Restart your life pre-release. Get your second chance with PriStart.